All right, I'm ready for the bowl preview show.
But
What's wrong?
it's not that kind of bowls. It's like football bowls.
Oh, my mistake.
All right, well, I'm Richard.
And I'm Waffle.
And this is our bowl preview show, and well, we're going to be previewing all the bowl games this season. And you know what you're thinking, weren't there some bowls this past Saturday? Well, the answer to that is simple. I left my camera here, and I didn't know what to do. And, yeah, break's going well. Anyway, let's start off with December 19th, which is tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN. You have the Akron Zips and the Florida Atlantic Owls in the Cherry Bundy Tart Cherry Boca Raton Bowl. And here's the thing, Florida Atlantic's basically getting a home game, and the Lane train keeps on rolling, baby. A 10-year contract today. I don't see any way the Florida Atlantic Owls lose. Akron, they've done pretty good, got to the MAC championship, got smacked by Toledo. But you know what, they're on a good roll, but they ain't going to beat the Owls at home.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I think Lane Kiffin has got this place going, and it's rolling. And like we said, the Lane train keeps going. Especially that 10-year contract, they should be fired up to play for Lane Kiffin, and Florida Atlantic will take this one.
All right. Our next game, oh man, you love this one, the DXL Frisco Bowl.
Fresh off DXL, get all your Reebok apparel. It's fantastic.
Yes, the DXL Frisco Bowl between Louisiana Tech and Southern Memphis. Now, Southern Memphis just lost Chad Morris, former Clemson offensive coordinator and their former head coach, to, where do you go again, Texas A&M? Arkansas. That's what it is, SEC.
That's it.
So, but they still have Trey Quinn and they have Cortland Sutton. Both have 1,000 yards receiving. That's insane. That's high-powered offense. Louisiana Tech should be pretty good in this game. We'll go keep it close, but I think SMU, even without Chad Morris, gets the win right here.
I think so also. I think SMU comes out with they're the only team that still runs the run and shoot. Their crazy little offense. So, yeah, I think SMU's going to come out and take over this game.
SMU could be a dangerous team in the American in the future years, but their defense needs to get some work, but it should be a good game. December 21st, this is the greatest bowl game ever, no matter what. The Bad Boy Motors Gasparilla Bowl in St. Petersburg, Florida, between Temple and FIU. Here's why it's so great. Yeah, the American versus Conference USA. The name, Bad Boy Motors Gasparilla Bowl, used to be called the St. Petersburg Bowl. That's boring. No one cares about that.
No one cares about St. Petersburg.
Exactly.
What even is that?
Exactly. And it's on a baseball field. Football on a baseball field is awesome.
Recipe for success.
They had, like, lawnmower races the other day. That's insane.
It's epic.
Like, just give FIU the trophy for winning that. But no, it's going to be an interesting game, actually. Butch Davis has got that team turned around at FIU. Temple, however, it took them a while to get the offense going. They finally got a quarterback in October, and besides a game against UCF, they looked really, really good. So this will be a really good game. I think Temple's going to slightly get the edge, even though it is in Florida, so FIU will have that home field advantage. But Temple looks really good and could be a really dangerous team in the American next season.
Yeah, Temple is actually favored in this game as sitting at a record of only 6-6, while FIU's 8-4. I guess that just shows you what they think about people who play in the Sun Belt. But I think FIU is going to end up winning this game. I think Butch Davis has got the program going in the right way. So I think they'll get off to a good start here.
All right. It's our first disagreement so far. December 22nd, we got 2 games that day. The Bahamas Bowl.
The second greatest bowl game of all
Yes.
time.
Unfortunately, it's not sponsored by Popeyes anymore.
What is it?
It's just the Bahamas Bowl. I don't know what happened. But interesting fact, there were no Popeyes on the island until the bowl game came here. There's now 4 on the island. So I don't know what they're going to get now for food because there's no Popeyes.
All they have to eat is Popeyes.
Gosh. Anyways, UAB in Ohio, a great story for UAB coming back. You know, the head coach stays there for all the turmoil of losing the program, says, I'm going to stay here until the program comes back. Leads to a 9-3 record. Really, they had 2 losses in overtime. One, an ugly loss to UNC Charlotte, but they had 2 losses in overtime. They could have won those. They could have been 11-1. Could have been your group of 5 team to get to a New Year's 6 bowl if they would have won that and possibly the Conference USA championship. They got a really good team. Ohio just hasn't looked good closing out the season. So I think UAB, they could get a 10-win season their first year back, which would be incredible.
Yeah, I think riding what all has happened at UAB, I think there's no way they lose this game. UAB will take this one over Ohio.
All right, then at 4 p.m. on December 22nd, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Why is this bowl game?
Why Why is it famous? Nobody. It's not famous.
Yeah.
I like potatoes, but.
And also, you're rewarding teams. Hey, you won 7 games. All right, you're gonna go freeze your butts off in Boise, Idaho, like
on a blue field.
Yeah, send them to like Florida or something. It's Central Michigan and Wyoming. 2 teams who are used to the cold. They want to go somewhere warm too. They're probably really mad about that.
Send them to Texas. Put them in the NRG Stadium in Houston. I don't know. Do something.
Put them in some minor league stadium. I don't know. Wyoming, of course, the key player Josh Allen. Probably gonna be his last game. He got hurt toward the end of the year and really underperformed, except against Gardner-Webb, of course. Yeah, had to show out in that game, didn't he? But Josh Allen should have a good showing. But Shane Morris of Central Michigan could pass 3,000 passing yards on the season. He's a transfer from Michigan. Didn't have a good time there. Just wasn't the guy at Michigan. So it'd be good. It'd be a good story for him. This could be a high-scoring game, but I think Josh Allen, he's going to want to show out for the NFL scouts. He could go 4th overall to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he's going to want to show out. I think Wyoming just gets by. Plus, they played here before because they played Boise State.
I agree with Richard. The Wyoming, with this being Josh Allen, possibly his last game, with all this riding on him for the NFL draft, I think that he's going to show out. He's going to want to play his best. He'll put Wyoming over the top against Central Michigan.
All right, and December 23rd, the Birmingham Bowl.
2nd year in a row, South Florida. That sucks.
How do you feel about South? They win like what 10 games back-to-back years and have to go to the same bowl game. Now last year's game against South Carolina was a really good game.
It was,
and I understand that, but why send them back to Birmingham?
Yeah, why are they? It feels like they're sleeping on the South Florida team. Now, don't get me wrong, they didn't win anything.
Yeah.
But 10-2 last year, going to the bowl game against a 6-6 South Carolina team, I feel like that's a little disrespectful.
Yeah, and they're playing a 6-6 Texas Tech team who has been up and down all season, basically ever since Cliff Kingsbury got there. So again, there's going to be no shortage of offense in this game because you have Quentin Flowers on one side of South Florida, and you have Nick Shimanek, whatever his name is, quarterback. Play is going to be fantastic. It's going to be like 50-something to 60-something. I think South Florida's going to win, though, because Texas Tech has just been too up and down, and South Florida usually gets it done.
Probably one of those bowl games that you end up watching on the top 25 countdown next summer from last season because it'll be so high scoring. Probably some kind of last-second play. You never know.
That same day, December 23rd, you have the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, San Diego State and Army. This could be a good one. San Diego State has the best player you've never heard of in Rashad Penny.
For the 2nd year in a row.
2nd year in a row, he has led rushing yards in the regular season. He's got 2,027 this year. And if they win this game, they will be just one of 6 teams in the country to have 3 straight 11-win seasons, including Alabama, Clemson, and Oklahoma. Those 3 teams are in the playoff right now. But then you got Army. They have, even though they don't throw it much, only have 19 completed passes on the entire season. Ahmad Bradshaw has 1,472 yards and 11 touchdowns rushing. That's insane, and that pass they usually complete is about 40 yards because nobody knows when it's coming. So I'm going to give this one to Army just barely just because of the surprise element. Plus, I don't know anybody else on that San Diego State team besides Penny. If they can stop him, which they're used to stopping the run, it could be a long day for the Aztecs.
Well, I'm going to disagree. I think San Diego State's got the edge in this one because of Rashad Penny. Like Richard said, the best player you've never heard of. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Army's done a fantastic job. Jeff Monken has really turned that program around to get 2 wins over Navy last 2 years. And now what are they? You said they're 9 wins, right?
9-3, yeah.
They're 9 wins. I don't know when the last time that's happened was. Maybe last year they were almost 9 wins. But I think Army will, Rashad Penny will come out and run all over this Army defense.
All right, then at 7. This game's in a terrible state. It's the Dollar General Bowl at Lad People Stadium in Mobile, Alabama. That stadium, I've been in that stadium when it rains and when it's humid. That is one of the worst stadiums you'll ever go to. But it's got 2 really good teams: the Sun Belt co-champion Appalachian State, and then Toledo, who was the MAC champion. Both these teams played each other last year in the Camellia Bowl, just down the road at the Crampton Bowl Stadium in Montgomery. App State won 31-28. 2 best quarterbacks you've never heard of, and Taylor Lamb, who has run for 2,606 yards, 27 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions. This is his 50th game. No other quarterback in the FBS has played in more games than him, and this will be his 50th. I don't think I know of any other player that's ever played in 50 games in his career. He'll finish the season with his career with over 9,000 passing yards. Then you have Logan Woodside on Toledo. He finished with 3,400 yards passing in 2017. So this will be a great game, great passing game. These 2 teams are going to want to go at each other again because they played each other last year in such a great game. I was going to give the App State's defense because App State really should have beat Wake Forest early in the season. And that's when Wake Forest's offense was rolling. They had all those great players. The players didn't have any injuries. And that was a great Wake Forest team early in the season. And they only lost by, 1 point or something like that?
Yeah.
A missed field goal. Yeah. So I'm going to give this one to App State just barely. And Toledo loses for the second straight year to the Mountaineers.
I agree with you, Richard. I think App State's got the edge because of their defense in this game. But Toledo, anything can happen. That quarterback, Logan Woodside, with all his passing yards, he's done fantastic this year, tearing up the MAC for a championship. But I do give the edge to App State. I think they'll pull it out.
And finally, on Christmas Eve, celebrate with your family and sit down and watch the Hawaii Bowl between Fresno State and Houston. This is a really good matchup. Fresno State, man, oh man, how about the turnaround they've had? Went, 1-11 last year and then played for a Mountain West Conference championship this year. Came up just short against Boise State.
What a turnaround.
Yeah, and the only, did they finish, 10-2, I believe, right? Or 10-3 or something?
Yeah.
Only other loss was, Alabama?
Yeah.
That's insane. They played Alabama pretty good on the road, so that should be a great team. Jeff Tedford, one of the greatest coaches out there. If it wasn't for Scott Frost turning around, he'd probably be coach of the year.
Yeah.
But this should be a great game. Houston's had some craziness at quarterback with Kyle Allen, the former Texas A&M transfer, has moved in. De'Aaron King now starting. So it'll be interesting to see who starts at quarterback. I'm going to give this one to Fresno State because of the defense and the way Tedford has been coaching this team. It'll be a fantastic story. And watch out for the Bulldogs next year.
Same thing for me. I think Fresno State riding that huge turnaround is going to come into this game just hungry and looking for more. They want to build on what they've already turned around. So I think they'll take care of Houston.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the pre-Christmas bowls. We're going to start up our next video. Will be on starting with December 26th with the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. It'll also include the Outback Bowl, which features his Carolina Gamecocks in that game. The Belk Bowl, which is the best bowl according to Twitter.
Yes,
and
sir.
You'll see other bowl games. So stick around and let's watch some fantastic football videos.